Hello and welcome to MBA525 Management Information Systems. This is John Miko. I'm the instructor for the course, and for the next 15-16 minutes I'm going to be giving an introduction to the course following the syllabus and study guide that is available on Blackboard. So hopefully you've had some time to review that and have it in your possession and have it printed down. I'm going to go by it page by page just so that we can all start out on the right track for this course. The first, it looks like this, so hopefully you have that in your possession. The first 3 pages are simply front matter. It includes the table of contents and the cover page. So the content really begins on page 4 with the preface. And I want to point out a couple things on this page. First of all, this is a 7-week course divided into 5 modules. The 5 modules you'll see on page 4, but really it comes down to this course is structured via chapter. Roughly those chapters fall into these 5 modules, where we start with foundational concepts and then information technologies and then the application of information systems. But really we're going to go through this material on a chapter, weekly chapter basis. A couple of things additionally that I'd like to point out: this is an elective course in the MBA program. It is a component of the MIS concentration, which you can use this class with 2 other classes to earn that concentration. It is only a 7-week course, so it is an accelerated course. And your first duty as an active learner is to read and consume this syllabus study guide. So turning to page 5, you'll see the first thing is contact information. There's all my contact information. If you need to get a hold of me right away, probably the best bet is to send me a regular email, jmiko@francis.edu. But if it's just a course question that others might have, the best way to do that is through Blackboard email, and you'll see that once you get into Blackboard, that email tool. My Twitter is @johnsmiko.com. You don't have to follow that, but just trying to get my clout score up there. And the course website is courses.francis.edu. My office hours: I don't have regular office hours during the summer months, but I am available usually 30-35 hours a week. So if you email me and you need to talk, or you need to come in and talk about the course, you're more than welcome to do so. Assistance: you'll see on page 5 an assistance statement from me, the professor, and also an ADA accommodation statement. So if you have any disabilities that merit an accommodation, I'd be more than happy to make sure that you are properly accommodated. There's information on the Pasquarello Library, our research library, and also on our Center for Academic Achievement, which offers tutoring services, which I don't think you'll need. On page 6 is my bio. You will also be posting your own bio similar to this in the Blackboard tool during week 1. I ask that when you do that, would you also please upload a profile picture of yourself, or maybe a YouTube video introducing yourself. I find it's much easier for the whole class to work with one another when they kind of have an impression. They can put a face with a name. So please upload a picture or a YouTube video, but you can read my bio at your leisure. I think I know probably about 60% of the students in class already, so it's good that we already have that in-class relationship. If we turn to page 7, here is the course description. This is, as I said, an elective course, and it's really a foundational course. We really talk about information systems and how to apply them in the business world. You don't really need a lot of background to do that. I'm going to try to utilize your experiences in the business world to teach others in the class. So many times you'll see we'll talk about a concept, and then I'll ask you to write a discussion response, a lecture response based on how you've seen this employed, what were the pros, the cons, how could it be improved, those kind of things. Now the next section is probably the most important: the required text and software tools. The text we'll be using is Management Information Systems 10th edition by James O'Brien and George Maracas. I believe it's available through CourseSmart.com. You can lease it there online, or you can get the hard copy. It's real important, and this is what the book looks like. It's real important that you get the book in this course, because we facilitate the course through the course text. Every week there will be assignments from the text, there'll be readings from the text, there'll be case studies from the text. So if you don't have that in your possession by I would say Tuesday or Wednesday of the first week, you should probably drop the course. This course moves at a rapid pace. It's an accelerated course. That is our vehicle to align my teachings and your assignments. So the book is imperative in this class. Okay, so that's the first message I wanted to get out there. The other things you need are obviously a connection to the internet, which if you're watching this, you have, a word processing program, and a presentation package. There may be a task or two that requires us to use Excel as well, but not 100% sure we'll be doing that. The learning outcomes, the detailed learning outcomes by chapter, you can see on pages 8 and 9, and I'll let you review those at your leisure. Page 10 is also very important. Page 10 is a statement of the course conduct. This is an accelerated course, first of all, so we are dealing with a 7-week session. It is accelerated and it's online as well, so that means there's no required class meetings. It is asynchronous, which means there's no time you have to be online during the week. You don't have to be online from 5 to 7 or from 5 to 9 on Tuesday nights. You can do this course at your leisure. However, each week we have deadlines, okay? And there's a lot of work associated with this course. And you think about it, it may seem like a lot, but please remember that there are the 6 hours that you'd normally be in class during an accelerated course you do not have. So plan on spending those 6 hours doing course readings, doing case studies, composing discussion responses, taking quizzes, taking exams, those kinds of things. The topics are organized over a 7-week session, so it moves at a very quick pace. You see in bold, it says late assignments will not be accepted. Online classes, I'm a little more rigid than I am in a face-to-face class, just because I've taught these before, and if people get behind, it makes for an ugly course. Obviously, that is my statement, but I am not a heartless individual, so if you have some traumatic life event that required you to miss an assignment, please contact me and fill me in, and we'll see what we can do. But it's very important that you adhere to the deadlines. The course runs Monday through Sunday, where Monday is the first day of the week and Sunday is the last day of the week. So many of the deadlines are Sunday at midnight. As well, this is not one of those courses where you can work ahead a great deal. I will make content available for a week the Thursday of the prior weeks. For example, if this was week 1, I would make material for week 2 available Thursday of week 2. And when I say material, I mean things like the lecture, things like the quiz. Now, what will be available is you'll know what your readings are for week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'll know those right now. So hopefully that makes some sense. As we progress through this course, please understand that an online course, a lot of it you get out of it what you put into it. So hopefully you will put a lot into this course. Beginning on page 11 is a detailed course outline, and some of these things are subject to change based on how we progress. But I think it's important for us to detail what's expected of the students beginning at the beginning of this course, and most of the weeks run about the same. This week we have a little bit extra to do because we get acclimated to the course, but let's step through it. Bullet point 1 says a review of the course syllabus study guide, which we're doing right now, and hopefully you'll read on your own. Step 2, post a brief personal bio of yourself under the bio profile discussion item. I think I mentioned that earlier. There is a navigation assignment, which is not a graded assignment, but it's just an assignment, an easy assignment, so that I can make sure that you can use the assignment tool and post something appropriately. Read and carefully review the course syllabus. I guess it's that important I had to include it twice. Read Chapter 1 of your text and Chapter 2 of your text. Each week you'll be reading 2 chapters of your text, as you can see. Read and respond to online lecture 1. Typically, I will post a narrative lecture that summarizes that week's material, and then I will post a lecture response, okay? What a lecture response is a discussion prompt. I will say, have you seen this in your workplace? Have you done this? Can you take a shot at explaining this? you will have to respond in the discussion board and not just reply to my thread, but compose a brand new thread with your name on it. It says discussion or week 1 response. As well, each week we will be doing chapter case studies. In each chapter there are 4 one-page cases, one a page, 2-page cases. They're small cases, but they really hit home on the material that we covered that week, that talk about the application. You will be required to choose one of those case studies each week. So in Chapter 1, there's 4 one-page case summaries, case studies. You'll choose one of them, and you'll complete it. And you'll see that includes a summary of the case and answering the questions of the case. And there's some example completed case studies out on Blackboard, and I'll show you those in a second. Something we're doing a little bit novel or unique in this class is I think it's important that in a class like this that we use information systems to facilitate it, because we're talking about information systems. And one of the tools we're going to use is something called Google Docs, which excitingly is now Google Docs and Google Drive, because they now give you 5 gigabytes of storage in the cloud associated with your Google Docs account. That's Google, that is. But Google Docs is a cloud-based office productivity suite. There's a word processing tool, there's a spreadsheet tool, a presentation tool. And what I have done is I've set up under my domain name, johnmiko.com, I've set up each person in this class with a unique user ID and password, and I've shared a document with you. Okay, I've shared a midterm notes document, a template. And what you're going to do throughout this course is contribute to that document. We're going to build one set of comprehensive summary notes for chapters 1 through 6 that you can use to study for the midterm. Google Docs is a neat tool. A couple reasons: because it's in the cloud, you can access it anywhere you can access the internet, and also because it's in the cloud, we can collaborate on with people that are anywhere at any time, and it has some nice version management tools as well if you haven't had the opportunity to use it yet. So that's something that you'll be doing every week. Because it's week 1, I want you to complete the sample exam or quiz on Blackboard to gain familiarity, and then every week we'll have a small quiz on the weekly material, which will be multiple choice. It'll be timed as well. Students should begin to form groups for the final MIS case study project. One of the major assignments in this course is a final MIS case study, and it's bigger than the weekly one-page case summaries in the chapters. It is a big case study, and I want you to do that in groups, either groups of 2, 3, or 4. And I know this is an online class and you may never even see the person you work with, and that is fantastic because you can use tools like Google Docs. In fact, I'm requiring you to use Google Docs to collaborate on that case study. So please form a group, either 2, 3, or 4 people, and as much as 5 if you like, and then pick a case study, and the case studies are available on Blackboard. Week 2, you'll see, is very similar to week 1. Some of the stuff at the beginning is not included, but you'll see there's some readings assigned, read and respond to online lecture 2. There's some case studies to do, contribute to the midterm exam notes on Google Docs, complete week 2 quiz, and then I want you to communicate your groups and what case you want to do to me by midnight on Sunday of that day. So you'll see we have 7 weeks. Week 4 and week 7 are a little bit different because week 4 will have a midterm exam facilitated via Blackboard, and week 7, which is kind of the culminating week, you will have to complete the final exam on Blackboard, also complete the course evaluation, and also this is when your final group case study should be submitted. Okay, so we want to get started working on that early. On page 14, you'll see the course requirements. Okay, the course requirements, the readings, the lecture responses, weekly exercises, Google Notes contribution. Lecture responses should be substantial. They should be 350 to 500 words. They shouldn't be things that are shallow. Your responses to people should be something substantial as well, maybe not 350 to 500 words, but they should go beyond I agree, good job, attaboy, those kind of things. In general, lecture responses are due Thursday, and then I want you to respond to at least 2 of your classmates by Sunday. Okay. Weekly exercises will typically be case studies, okay? And Google Notes doc contribution, I talked about that. The final MBA level MIS case study is due the 7th week, and there'll be 2 major course exams, one midterm due week 4, and the final due week 7. Student evaluation, you'll see the percentage, the breakdown of all the assignments that make up this course, total up to 100%. You'll also see the grading scale, which is pretty standard, 93 to 100 an A, 90, 92, A minus, so forth and so on. On page 16, academic dishonesty, or honesty, I guess. I don't really think I need to go through that with this course. I'm sure we will have no problems there, but the material is there should you need it. Starting on page 18 is some details regarding the navigation assignment. The navigation assignment, as I said earlier, is just to get you started in the course, to make sure that you can use Blackboard. This is due week 1. Very simply, just upload the answers to this question via the assignment tool. The lecture responses, there's some detail on what I want from the lecture responses. Page 19 gives some information on Google Docs. I've created all of you a user ID and password on docs.johnmiko.com. That's the URL you'll go to. On page 20, you'll see what your user ID, your email address, and your password is. Everyone's password is MBA525 pass, with the MBA caps and the pass lowercase. There's only one document that's been shared with you right now, and that's the midterm notes, and that's what I want you to collaborate on. By the way, you also, by default, have an email address that you can use if you like. It's available at webmail.johnmiko.com, and it's just a Gmail address. I'm using something called Google Apps to give this all to you if you're interested. So this is on page 19 and 20. That's some information on Google Docs. On page 21 is information on the chapter case study, what I'm expecting there, and the rubric that I'll be using to grade it. Chapter 22 is information on the final MBA level MIS case study, and as you can see here, it says 2 people but no more than 3. Well, I'm extending that. It can be up to 5 people. Okay, at least 2 but no more than 5. And you'll see what the outline of that case study should be. The course exams I mentioned are, this is on page 23, are week 4 and week 7. On page 24, you'll see the specific offering dates for the course. We begin May 7th and we end June 24th, and these dates will be also utilized in Blackboard. And since we are at a Franciscan institution of higher education, I think it's important on page 25 and 26 for us to see the Franciscan goals of higher education, because that's why we're all here. Anyways, hopefully I know that was a pretty quick rundown, but I hope that helps you understand or acclimate you to the course. Please read it yourself at your leisure. Please log on to Blackboard. I believe that'll be available sometime the week of May, or I guess April 30th, perhaps, and get acclimated to Blackboard and using those tools. I'm really looking forward to this class. As I said, I think I know about 60-70% of the students already. I'm really happy with the students that have taken this class. There's a lot of work to do. A lot of our learning on your own. I think we can learn a lot from one another. It's 7 weeks. It's an MBA class, and it's 3 credits. So if you have any questions, you can email me, and I'd be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.